Sounds around me. What do you hear?
Hello reception, it's Mr. Etienne, and I'm always so grateful to be spending time with you. Before we start this lesson today, because today's lesson is all about listening, so you will need your ears and you will need to show me that you are all ears and showing whole body listening. So are you ready? Whole body listening means your hands are listening, so they're not moving and fidgeting. Your mouth is listening, so which means it's not talking. Your ears are listening, because they need to listen to all the sounds coming in today. Your legs are listening, you're not running around, you're sitting sensibly and ready to start. Yes, I can see a lot of whole body listening on that side. Well done. Now, we're going to start. I want you to close your eyes and we're going to listen for just 10 seconds. You don't have to count, I will count. While I count in my head to 10, I want you to listen to all the sounds that you can pick up without looking. If you close your eyes, you can hear more clearly. So close your eyes and 10 seconds. Tell me at least 2 things you hear. That 10 seconds I counted in my head. Now I wonder, what were the things that you heard? Can you turn to a grown-up and tell them at least 2 things that you heard when you closed your eyes? Right, can I tell you what I heard? I heard cars down in the street. I also heard, it's actually quite noisy around my house, because right outside my window, there's a big construction site. So in a minute, I will show you a video of all the things happening on that construction site and all the sounds that you can hear from there. But before we do that, I know that Miss Fatima played a game with you and she made some sounds and you had to guess the sounds. So let's quickly see how many of those sounds can you remember. One of the sounds sounded like this. Who can remember what this was? What can that be? It's exactly the same sound as what Miss Fatima made. It sounds like jingle bells, but it's not jingle bells. It's my jingle keys. So if you guess keys, well done. Those were like the sound my keys made. Another sound that Miss Fatima made sounded like this. Oh, what is that? Sounds like, you said water bottle. You are so right. That's the water splashing in my water bottle that made that sound. Miss Fatma also made a sound using 2 different things, and it sounded like this. It's quite loud. Ooh, it's not a nice sound. If you do it too loud, it will hurt your ears. What do you think the 2 things are I'm holding in my hands? First is a spoon and a cup. So my coffee cup and the spoon makes a very unpleasant sound. Now, come with me and then I'll quickly show you what's outside my window so that we can listen to what we see. Ready? Come. So how did you find that? It's quite noisy, right? Not always very pleasant. But I know when those people go home at night, it will be quiet in my apartment. And I know that while they're making that noise, I know that those people are working and earning money to feed their families. But during this time, there's a lot of people that are losing their jobs because of COVID, right? So I'm too happy to hear that noise because I know all those people can provide for their families. So that's not the end of the world. Now, what were some of the things that you heard while you were looking at that site? It's very interesting to look at it. I always am fascinated. But what were some of the noises or some of the sounds that you heard when I showed you out my window? Yeah, I can see that there's a lot of you who already know even what those machines are called, right? So you might have seen some of these machines.
Did you see and hear the forklift? Forklifts move heavy things and can be quite noisy. There was a crane on the far end of the construction site. It lifts things high up and also makes a loud sound. Did you hear it? Did you hear the hammering on metal? Repeatedly banging. Mr. Etienne's ears must really hurt.
Now guess what? Even though on this side, out this window, it's so noisy with the construction, if I just turn this way, out this window, you will not believe it. It's a different world. So I'm going to show you what it looks like out this window, and then you tell me what you hear while we look. Are you ready? Let's go this side. Did you hear what I heard? It was almost like I'm not even in the city. So what were some of the things that you heard? That's correct. I definitely heard some birds. I also heard there were some cars going down in the road. So there's sounds all around us all the time, right? So let's quickly listen to all the sounds that we heard today. We listened to the sounds that Miss Fatima made. There was the water bottle that made a splashy sound. We heard my keys, which made a jingly sound. Then we heard the clanking of the spoon on my cup. We looked out the window and we saw the construction site, and you told me that you saw or you heard the forklift. You heard a crane. Right? And then you also heard hammering of somebody hitting a hammer, maybe on the nail or on the scaffolding. So that was quite noisy, right? But luckily, we said, when I turned out this window, we heard other things. We heard birds. Some people even said they heard a little bit of the wind swishing, right? But the bird song is really nice to listen to. And we heard some cars down in the road. So thank you for listening so sensibly. Thank you for showing me your whole body listening throughout this whole lesson. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Your turn. Mr. Etienne has a challenge for you. Find 2 things around your house that make a sound. Record the sound. Upload it to ILD and your teachers will guess what made the sound. Do you think they will know? They are waiting to guess your sounds. Why not do it straight away?